Hey there, it's Ryan G. Wright at DoHardMoney.com. I get asked a lot of real estate questions and I want to share some with you. And one I get asked quite frequently is real estate or stocks a better investment? And I was at an event and I sat next to a guy who was a big stock guy. He helped people get started in stock investing, and we just kind of had it out. It's like, hey, real estate's so much better. And he's like, stocks are so much better. But in the end, he couldn't compete. And here's the reason why. One of the things that's really cool about real estate investing is I can have somebody else pay for my mortgage, right? So what I can do is I can find a property, I can rent that property, and I can, if I do it right and do like a BRRRR deal, I can get in that property with very little money out of my own pocket. And then there's a couple ways to make money in real estate, right? So the first way that we're looking at is the property appreciates in value. So it actually goes up in value over time. Now that may not happen next year or next month, but over a 10-year period, like we just saw, the last 10 years, real estate in the United States went up more value than the gross domestic product in every single nation of the entire world, except for the United States and China. So when we're talking about that, you're gonna see massive increase, okay? Now you may find that with stock investing as well, I get it. But then it comes down to the passive side of it. You can literally do this and not have to go see the property for years. So with stock investing, you're deciding if you're happy or sad based upon what happens with the market that day, which you don't have a lot of control over. And that brings me to my next point. Control becomes so important. With real estate investing, you have a lot of control. You can improve the property, you can sell the property, you can lease option the property, you can sell or finance the property. There's so many things that you could be doing when you're dealing with a property that you actually own in real estate. Where with stocks, the value of the property is really dependent upon what's happening in the overall market that I have very little control over. And so I find that real estate is a lot more consistent, meaning I can know what my returns are going to be. Now, can you make some great money in the stock market? Maybe. I kind of like to call it the Wall Street casino, because you really don't know what's going to happen, and you do your best, and you can go really big and you can go really down. And so I like more things that are steady. If I buy a piece of real estate, I know how much I'm going to get in rent. If I buy a piece of real estate and I want to fix it up and flip it, I have a relatively good idea how much I'm going to be able to sell that property for, and it's going to be less fluctuation on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute like you're dealing with in stocks. So I also don't feel like I have a lot of control or a plan. Like typically when I'm dealing with a stock investing, my plan is, hey, I buy it and I hope the company does better, or I try and short sell it, or those types of things where I'm dealing with a stock investing, and then I don't have a lot of control over that. Whereas with a rehab, I have control over the contractor, I have control over how fast it gets done, I have control about how I sell it, I have control over a whole bunch of different things. Now in the end, you never have complete control, but I feel like I have a lot more control when I'm dealing with real estate than I'm dealing with stocks. The other thing is just the long-term viability of that real estate and the ability for that real estate to go up and provide consistent returns. Also, if you're looking for cash flow, I really like the idea of owning real estate versus having stocks when I'm dealing with cash flow. See, the thing is, stocks can literally go to zero, right? It can be worthless. You can have a stock and a few years later, it's worth nothing. Now, does that happen? Yes. Does that happen to companies like Walmart and Costco and those things? No, it really doesn't. But it can rise and fall. In the same regards, when those things change, my rents are staying pretty consistent, and so I have a better consistent return. I also don't have to log into the market and say, hey, what's my stocks doing today? I hope I'm making money. I don't have to worry about that because I know I'm making money because my rents are getting paid all the time. So I think stocks are not the greatest investment if you're looking for cash flow, if you're looking for peace of mind, if you're looking for the ability to be happy even if the market's down, if you're looking for consistency, and if you're looking for a play over the long term. Now that's not to downgrade anybody that's doing stocks. I know there's money to be made in stocks. It's got to be done the right way, but I find most people that like to do stocks are really wanting the Wall Street casino. They get a high off seeing the trades and those things. So lots of times with the real estate investing, it's not as sexy as dealing with a stock investing where it's like up, down, oh, I'm up, I'm doing great, I made all this money. But you never really make the money until you sell the stock and you realize it. Whereas with real estate, I can get paid along the way. Now, I know there's dividend stocks and I know there's all different stocks that people can be looking at. But in the end, I'd rather bet on real estate any day of the week. It's tangible. I can touch it. I can feel it. I know that it's there. It's not just a piece of paper, and I have more control over it. I hope this is helpful. If you're interested, check us out at dohardmoney.com and make it a very profitable day.